it's Cherry Potter here. We are doing this super cute, fun video challenge that was put out into the community by Cherryyy Banfield himself. If you haven't checked him out, consider checking him out. I'm going to tag him in this post actually, as well as drop the hashtag that is required for the challenge. But yeah, so, check him out if you like him. Drop him a follow. Let him know I sent you if you catch him in his next live. Thank you again for the opportunity, Cherryyy. It's not in it for the stars. I'm going to get to the point of that. Yeah, so the challenge is to make a 10-minute video with your life story and post it to your gaming page with the hashtag Cherryyy Banfield Stars. So we are going to do that. I actually think it's a super cute idea. And as soon as I read it, I was like, I just want to do that because it seems like something that kind of pushes me out of my comfort zone, not in the sense that I don't feel comfortable talking about my past, but in the sense that I didn't have the greatest life for 25 years, childhood, upbringing, whatever you want to say. And I always kind of feel like if I talk about it, that it is going to be negative, like maybe make people down, and I just kind of want to share smiles, which is why we got the smile power and the sparkles. So yeah, it's just something that I struggle with. Like, I could tell them the story, but it's gonna be super sad, but at the end of it, they'll see that I'm fine and I'm smiling now. So I never want to bring like the vibes down, by telling you my sad woe is me story, but I also felt like this could be a fun opportunity to let you guys get to know me a little bit better by, going a little out of my comfort zone in that sense. So we are going to jump into it. I am Cherry Potter. I am been streaming here on Facebook for about 8 months, a variety of games. So I consider myself a variety streamer, variety part-time streamer, because that's what I am. I have a favorite game that I play, and that is Smite. But then I also love my horror games and don't really care for first-person shooters, but I'll play them. And I have moments where I'm, kind of good. But we are going to jump into actually doing the challenge, which is to do that 10-minute video of your life story. So I should start with the fact that I had a mother who was a single mother raising me, and my older sister who is 3 years older than me and super amazing and awesome, and I love her, and I got so lucky with the sister that I have. I love you. But yeah, so I was born in Nebraska. I am Native American, Sioux Native. Everyone always asks when I tell them that I'm Native American. And life was pretty odd. Like, as an adult, when you learn realities and truth to things and you look back and reflect on that, I'm like, I didn't realize how horrible that sounded, or how different or odd that was, or abnormal in comparison to others, until you kind of know what normal childhood should be like. But my mom, I'll just be honest, my mom was an alcoholic, and she left me and my sister home alone at very young ages to pretty much fend for ourselves while she was at the bars. And there was a lot of partners that she brought home from those bars that also caused a lot of bad things in our lives. And again, I just wanted to take this opportunity so you guys could really get to know me as a person, since I don't often show that through the smiles and goofiness on stream. So, some of a partner that she brought home from the bar once and was with for a while ended up sexually assaulting me as a kid. So, I had to endure that, and that's not something I'm going to go into. So, but yes, so there's some trauma there as a kid from her drinking. But a lot of what I did to escape that reality was play video games. It was the thing that me and my sister had, since we only really had each other. And it's why I get so enthralled in the games that I play, because it's definitely something that's been I don't want to say a crutch, but it's definitely something that's been therapeutic in a way my entire life. I didn't think I would get emotional like this, but yeah, it's always been my escape, always been the thing that I turn to when life gets tough and you just want some happiness or something to get you out of your own head. And that's what I did a lot as a child. I mean, I went outside. We still lived at an age where you could go outside and there was a lot of things to do and it was kind of safe to go outside. But most of the times at night when it was just me and my sister home alone before we put ourselves to bed, we would sit down and play games. And it's super cute because my sister being older, she always was the one that would be player one, I was player two, and if she got to play a game first, she would save in the first save slot and I would save in the second one. So 25 years later, still playing games, if I have the option to pick a save slot, I still pick the second one because I'm just so used to it. I'm like, that's where I belong. Second place, always. But yeah, that was one thing. Me and my sister had to survive as kids. So as kids, we didn't get along as well as we do today. But the one thing that we did do as kids together was games. So it was like the best of memories I had. So they've always been a big part of my life, and I've loved a variety forever, as long as I can remember. And yeah, it's been something that I've always wanted to do something with, but you know, a lot of people always held me back. And when I told people I liked playing video games, especially if you're 31 like me, it was not as common or socially acceptable to like be anyone or anything or even find any form of success from that. I just remember telling people and they're like, no, but like, what do you really want to be? I'm like, I want to be a video game tester or something with video games or a pro gamer. And they're like, no, but like adult wise. I'm like, I'm telling you what I want. So there's a lot of times in my life where I pushed and didn't really know enough, was still learning here and there. When MW2 first came out, I had a pretty successful clan that I ran. It was an all-female comp snipers team, and we were ranked on the female sniper leaderboards. We had about 35 females, and we pushed a lot of content out on YouTube, had our own editor, a lot of things. I was super, super, super proud of the everything, the Vile girls, the community, and the community that I built, the numerous females that I taught how to actually even snipe on Call of Duty, which is crazy because you guys, if you've watched me, you're like, no, I could not believe that. I'm like, no, I was a sweat at one point. I find now in life and where I'm at that calmer games, less toxic games, less money grabby, we're not going to actually fix anything type of games are not the games that I enjoy. I enjoy playing what I like, and especially as a streamer and the type of person that I am that is here for like authentic connections and meeting people. And you know, my only two goals really are to share smiles and to also give support back to the community. And if you guys know me, then you know that I do that. That's about all I do. The gameplay is not there, but I have fun with it and you guys have fun with me. So that's why I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, to get back to it, I mean, at 16, I had to, as soon as I was able to work, my mom had me working. I had to start buying my own school supplies, school clothes. So I'd get myself to school, get myself home, get myself to work, get myself back home, try to force myself to do homework, which did not often happen. And my grades were poor because of it, but it was okay because I was just surviving. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do, even if your grades suffer. Yeah, you know, graduated high school, moved out at 18. My mom did eventually get sober, but she still wasn't there because she was working on herself and so busy and involved in AA that in my life, nothing really changed. I was still having to teach myself how to grow up and still having to parent myself. So, Yeah, when I moved out, you know, it's obviously a struggle, especially in a place like Virginia Beach where I was living at that time, where it's super expensive cost of living up there. It's hard to get ahead. And I just worked a lot of jobs, sometimes worked 2 and 3. There was a point where I was homeless. You know, one of the most significant stories that I've actually said on my stream is the fact that my name, Cherry Potter, doesn't come from a love for Harry Potter. It actually comes from a scar that you can barely see because the lights, you know, are super bright. But there is actually a scar on my forehead where an ex-open palm like punched me in the forehead and split my face open, and I had to go to the doctor, and it was a 4-year-long abusive relationship. Very, very horrible. But, you know, got out of that, got myself out of it, which is how I ended up being homeless for a couple weeks. Then one day I said that my sister offered me an opportunity to move me down here to Georgia, where she's living, and I decided to jump on the opportunity and leave all of my friends and family and everyone that I had known for 13 years up in Virginia Beach behind, even the daughter that I had at 16 that I gave up for an open adoption that lived up there, which was a very, very, very hard choice. But I had a very My mother was not a good person in my life and will never be, and I've accepted that. And I needed to get away from her and her abuse. And so it's been about 6 years now that I moved down to Georgia and got away from her, and have tried to get away from her. She's still trying, but have gotten away from her and have been able to actually just like heal and grow. And one thing I've always loved doing is smiling. And COVID last year was a very hard year. A lot of loss personally. And then add the masks, and you couldn't really go out in the world and share smiles like I had done my entire life. I loved being the person that could just walk out into the world and everyone's just so angry, and you just smile and then you just see everyone's mood change. And so when that happened, you know, a lot of us, I think, turned to watching streams, and it kind of opened up our eyes about smaller streamers and the content that is actually out there and the connections you can make with them, because their chat isn't just scrolling by. And I came across Dieter and he inspired me with his humor and making people smile and laugh, and I had just missed that. So I decided to I had dabbled here and there, but I had decided to actually, like, I'm in a good spot now. I'm financially stable, and after we lost my granny, I inherited her home, so I had a game room, and I just told myself, you know, I can't walk out into the world and share smiles, but I can do it virtually this way, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. I've made a lot of amazing people. I wouldn't have thought you would meet such genuine people in streaming. I would have thought that there would be a lot of backstabbing, and I'm sure there is, but the people I associate myself with are fucking amazing humans. So that's my story. And if you guys haven't ever, and you come into my chat, do the _nerdherd command, and it prompts a command that lists, like, I don't know, I'm just gonna throw a number out there, 69. I mean, not that large, but we're gonna still go with 69 names of wonderful streamers in this community. And I am so honored to be able to help my friends. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about me. Sorry that I got emotional. Yeah, I love you guys. I had fun doing this. I hope it's not too, like, dark. It's just sometimes hard to be vulnerable, and knowing that so many people will see it, but I wanted to be real with you guys. So That's me. That's Cherryyy. I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day. You guys are amazing.